Thank you. Turning now to the trial of Maxwell Anderson. He's the man accused of killing 19-year-old Sade Robinson last year. A warning, much of today's testimony includes gruesome details. The doctor who performed the autopsy on Sade testified her body had stab wounds, but couldn't say if that was ultimately what caused her death. The doctor believed Sade, though, was already dead when she was ultimately dismembered. Anderson's downstairs neighbor also took the stand and told the jury Anderson would also often wake him up, but he could not remember if he heard anything suspicious the night that Sade was allegedly killed. Joining us now to provide more context on today's developments is defense attorney Patrick Cafferty. Let's start with that roommate. He said in court, quote, he complained about noise from upstairs 50, if not 100 times, but heard nothing the night all this was supposed to have happened. What do you make of that?
So that's a helpful fact for the defense. The defense has basically said that the state has no evidence whatsoever that any homicide or violent act occurred in Maxwell Anderson's home. There's no physical evidence, there's no DNA. Now we have the neighbors saying that there are no sounds that would have been consistent with a violent act at Maxwell Anderson's home. So that's helpful to the defense. With that said, that's not the end-all be-all. There's plenty of other evidence.
All right, the medical examiner talked about some evidence today on the stand, saying this is a tough case to make a call as for cause of death because simply they do not have the entire body. They are missing Sade Robinson's head and neck. So you can't figure out how she died. How's that going to work against the state's argument here?
So again, for the defense, it's a good fact that the state cannot establish beyond a reasonable doubt the manner of death or the cause of death. So manner of death is the ME gives an opinion saying this is a homicide. Cause of death is strangulation or gunshot wound or things of that nature. That's ordinarily what an ME will testify to. Here he's saying, or here the ME is saying, we don't know because we don't have enough of the body to basically reconstruct what the ultimate cause of death was. That's helpful for the defense, but one way or the other, she died, and this is gruesome evidence that has come in through these witnesses, which will obviously have a dramatic effect on the jurors.
Last 30 seconds or so, this string of things the state does not have. How does that all come together later in the case for the defense?
So from the defense perspective, what they're going to say is you may have proven beyond a reasonable doubt the arson, the concealment of the corpse, the mutilation of the corpse, but compare your confidence level on reasonable doubt on those three counts versus what your confidence level is on the homicide count. The state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Maxwell Anderson caused her death intentionally. And the defense is basically going to say they're asking you to speculate as to what her cause of death was and whether Maxwell Anderson was the one who did that.
A lot more to go. We'll see how both sides bring it home. Patrick Cafferty, thank you as always. We're going to have coverage of this trial until the very end. You can see all our reporting on air at tmj4.com or wherever you stream TMJ4 News.